I think this morning I'd like to start with trying to mobilize the mid-spine, so right about your bra line. So let's go ahead and put the roller towards the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Hands can go back behind the head. And we'll just gently lift the pelvis up and slide the roller up the back, in between the shoulder blades, just up to where like the neck and the back meet, so not on the neck. And then right back down towards the shoulder blades. And as you roll back and forth across this area of your spine, feel free to narrow your elbows around your head so that you can really access all those muscles between the shoulder blades here. And you might even feel like you're starting to round your back into the roller a little bit as you roll up and down that thoracic spine. Should feel good. If it doesn't, you can feel free to stop, get rid of the roller, and lay on your back and come to some twists. But for most of us, this feels pretty good, and it's a nice way to start Pilates because we do a lot of lifting of our head. And if your mid-spine isn't really stretched out or it hasn't had a chance to become mobile, it's more of a fight to lift your head up rather than being easeful. So just a couple more times, rolling up and down, up to the top of the shoulder blade, base of the neck, and then back down to the bottom tips of the shoulder blade. And then we'll just rest the tail down, come on up to seated. And let's toss the roller off to the side for now. We'll come back to it later. And grab your towel. So we're going to place the towel behind our head. Just be in line with your sits bones today. Take a big deep breath in and see if you can send your breath to where that roller just was. Exhale, start to pull the front ribs down and draw your right leg up to tabletop. Inhale, right leg floats back down. Exhale, left leg draws up to tabletop. Inhale to float that leg back down. So we're going to continue to use that exhale to draw one leg up and an inhale to rest it down. And as you alternate legs nice and slow, see if you can really start to use your core muscles, those deep low belly muscles and your muscles around your rib cage to support the weight of the leg as it floats up and down. So there's no movement happening in the pelvis, and it should feel like your legs are pretty light, like there's not a heaviness or a gripping in your hip flexor, but you can just feel your rib cage and your low belly supporting this lever that's coming up. Last one on the left. Now we're going to hold the right leg up in tabletop. We're going for a little upper ab scoop, and you have the towel to help you. And I want you to draw your shoulder blades down your spine. So we're going to try to get your lat muscles to help assist with this upper ab scoop. So as you draw your shoulder blades down, you should feel this wrapping around the side of your body to the front of your rib cage. And we're just going to lift the head up and down a couple times. And this time, because we're adding the upper body, it should feel like the head is light, just like legs were light before, so that the core is strong enough to support the head And you have the towel to help you, and your lat muscles, those muscles that really draw the shoulder blades down, are also helping in this little upper ab crunch. Let's go for 3. And 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it here. See if you can really relax your head into that towel. You need to like nod it back and forth, that's totally fine. Really tighten through the ribs. We're gonna send the right leg straight out and then draw it back in. Right leg reaches out. And back in. For 3. 2. 1 more. Now we're going to keep the right leg in, little baby pulses up, 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 up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the leg down, rest the head down. Open your arms out to a goalpost position. So we get to open the chest, give the arms and the elbows a little break, and let your knees fall to the right. Just a gentle twist. I'm not specific or about your knees having to come all the way to the floor even. Just something that feels like a moment to let your head relax and stretch the front of your shoulder, getting the spine to move in a different plane. And we'll allow the knees to shift to the left. Just taking a breath, feeling a little bit of rotation through the spine, and then coming back to the center. Grabbing your towel again, left leg floats up to a tabletop. Draw those ribs down. Here we go, we're coming up and down. Scooping into the ribs. Maybe even feeling like with the shoulders dropping down away from your ears, that you also get a little bit of sensation of expanding between your shoulder blades a little bit. So we're really just trying to round for 3 and 2. Last 1. Let's stay here. Make sure the head is pretty relaxed, neck is relaxed. We're going to send the left leg out and draw it back in. Exhale. Inhale, drop back in. For 3. And in. Doing great. 2. And in. 1 more. Draw it in. Keep it there. Little pulses up. 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 Up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Open the arms back out to that goalpost position. And we're going to slide our arms straight back overhead. So I'm getting really long now through the torso. My arms are straight by my ears. If that doesn't work for your neck or shoulders, take your arms at a little bit of a wider stance here. I'm going to keep my arms back towards my ears though. And I'm going to let my knees fall to the right again. And this time I get a big stretch along my left side or my left lat muscle as I reach long through that left arm, opening up the palm of my left hand, allowing my left hip to reach long rather than crunch in. It's like I'm trying to almost reach my left sit bone longer than my right. And then we'll go to the other side. Now my right arm is reaching long, and it should feel like my right hip or my right sit bone is also trying to reach long in the opposite direction. And then we'll come back to center. Okay, grabbing our towel again. This time, we're going to take the elbows wide and keep them wide. So to start, just create a little tension on your towel like you're trying to pull it apart. So rather than being up here, you're going to keep the arms wide, elbows are reaching, to the side, pulling that towel apart. We're gonna go ahead and keep the feet down to start and just create a little bit of a scoop as your elbows stay on the floor. So I'm still assisting my head with this towel, but it's not quite as much of an assist. I have to scoop into my upper abs a little bit more and then rest the head back down. Exhale to scoop. And rest it down. Exhale to curl in. And rest it down. On this next one, we're going to hold it. See if you can find your happy place. If this hurts your neck, come back to this scenario. No worries. But for me, I'm going to challenge myself and press my elbows into the floor, trying to curl deeper into my ribs, floating right leg up, left leg up. I'm going to squeeze them together, and I'm just going to extend them out at a little angle and then back in. Reaching out and pulling in. Reaching out and pulling in. Reaching out. Pull it in. Press those elbows a little deeper into the floor. See if you can use your arms a little bit to help you curl up higher. 3, and in. 2, and in. Last one, draw your waistband in a little bit deeper. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Let's hug our knees in towards our chest. Little rocks from side to side. Relax the head, relax the neck. If you like the flop, you can go ahead and come all the way to one side and all the way to the other side. It's up to you. Just taking another 10 seconds to relax your spine. And then we'll come back to the center. Okay, so this time we're gonna place the towel underneath our right knee. And just to start, let's pull the elbows tight towards the floor. And if that doesn't work for your hamstring, no worries, you can always extend the arms out a little bit more. Just create some space for your leg. But for me, because I really like that reminder of pulling my shoulder blades down and together, it helps to have my elbows drawing down towards the floor here. And I'm just gonna press my leg into the towel. So again, I have this little tug of war going on. My arms are pulling, my leg is pushing, and I'm bending my right leg and extending it out, trying to straighten it all the way. Bending and extending. And what I like about this exercise is that I get a little hamstring stretch, but I'm staying active in my legs, so it's not a passive stretch. And my muscles get a chance to work in what's called an eccentric contraction or an elongated position, which is much more functional because when we're out in the world moving, our muscles are working, but they also might need to be mobile. So we're kind of accessing that with this exercise. And then I also really just like the feeling of activating all the muscles around my kneecap so that as you straighten that leg, you get that feeling almost of drawing your kneecap up and in towards your quadricep muscle, towards your thigh muscle. Couple more here. One more. We're going to keep that leg out, pushing into the towel, and extend your left leg out. It's going to hover on the floor. And just notice right away how that really has to wake up your abdominal wall. So again, drawing the ribs down and anchoring that pelvis. We're going to float the left leg up to the ceiling with the right, and then reach it down to a little hover. Left leg floats up, and then down to a hover. And this is just like a little bit more of an advanced exercise, adding on to that marching that we started with. So the more you can tighten the front of your belly and draw that navel in to help lift the leg, the lighter the leg is going to feel. If this bothers your low back at all, you can bend this left leg and come back to a little bit more of a marching scenario. And just reminding you to breathe. I'm not being specific about when to inhale or exhale, but just make sure that you're taking big deep breaths, allowing your breath to expand into your back as well as your side ribs and your front. Last one. Okay, go ahead and rest that left leg down. We're gonna slide the left leg back into a bent knee position. Go ahead and drop your towel just where it is and shake your fingers out. It's a lot of pulling with the hands. So just make sure you expand your fingers out. Let your palms get wide for a moment. And then we'll re-grab onto that towel. So from here, I'm gonna place the towel over the top of my left shin. And it's underneath my right knee still. So if I'm looking down at it, it just creates this sort of little S shape because I'm weaving it over my left shin and under my right knee. So we're gonna get into some hamstring on the right leg. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze the towel with the back of my right knee as strong as I can, and I kind of have to get that towel up into my back of my knee so it's pretty tight. My left hand is drawing over that shin, and I'm going to push my left shin into the towel as I squeeze with the back of my right knee. So I'm creating a lot of tension on the this little dish towel right now. So from here, we're just going to pulse into that. So pushing the left leg out as the right leg pulls in. So my right heel wants to pull towards my right butt, and my left shin wants to kick up towards the ceiling. And you can kind of hold on to either end of the towel, but once your right hamstring gets really fired on, you might not even need to hold on with your right hand. The left hand will continue to hold on. So we're going to pulse for 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to keep the tension here. Hopefully you can really grab onto that towel with the back of your right leg because we're going to start to move the right heel towards the floor. Keep the tension on the towel and then back up. And then relax for a moment. And then find the tension and then move that right heel towards the floor. Keep squeezing with the back of the right leg and then back up. You should feel that left thigh muscle and right hamstring. Tapping that heel down and coming up and squeezing. Let's tap the heel down. Let's hold it there. Sweep your right hand back behind your head. From here, we're going to keep that tension on the towel as we add a little upper ab scoop. It helps to add a little bit of a kick into that left shin just to add a little extra activation through your legs. We're almost there for 3 and 2, last 1. Excellent. Let's relax. Hopefully we felt a little bit of that inner hamstring on the right side, or maybe you just felt the left quad, which is totally fine. Let's stretch the left leg out this time. So we're going to put the towel behind the left knee, and we're going to go ahead and pull on the leg for a little hamstring stretch. And then we'll bend the left knee and straighten it out. So we're basically just repeating what we did on the right side now, just starting from the beginning of the sequence. Finding that little hamstringy stretch and activating your left quadricep. Yeah. Nice. Couple more times, letting that left hamstring feel a moment of stretch as you straighten it. And then we'll keep it straight. Slide that left leg out and float it up maybe 2 inches. So you find that hover position, the ribs really tight, shoulders down. We're gonna float the right leg up and then reach it down. I'm continuing to press into the back of my left leg as well. Couple more times. Nice. Just getting that stability through the pelvis, that activation of the core to make your leg feel light, like it just floats up towards the ceiling. You can always bend that knee too if that's easier on your low back. Let's go for 2 and 1. Okay, so here's the kind of confusing one to get into sometimes. We're gonna leave the towel behind our knee, but we're gonna go ahead and place it over our right shin. So we have a little weave going on. I'm gonna really make sure it's up into the back of my left knee so that as I bend it, I can pinch that towel with the back of my left leg. My right arm's pulling strongly over my shin, and I'm just gonna start with that little oppositional pulse. Pulling the left hamstring tight as I press my right shin up towards the ceiling a little bit. Just little baby pulses. So as we work oppositionally in the body, that's only gonna help us find balance, right? So that one side doesn't totally take over. And then you can either stay with this, if this is what's feeling good to you, or you can keep pinching with the back of that left leg. I'm letting go of my left arm to allow my left heel to come towards the floor and back up and relax. And then reconnect, tap that left heel down, bring it up, and relax. Press, tap, up, relax, and press, tap, up, and relax. Let's press, tap. Let's keep that leg down. Take your left arm behind your head and add a little scoop. Again, with the scoop, it helps to add a little pulse of that right leg into the towel and an extra little squeeze with the back of that left leg. Woo, and I don't know about you guys, but my inner left hamstring is totally on. Let's go for 3 and 2 and last 1. Relax. All right, let's take the towel, toss it off to the side. Take a big stretch, legs reaching out long, arms reaching out long. Let the ribs open, just like you're in bed and you're yawning, waking up, stretching the legs down long, reaching the arms in the opposite direction. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, let's go ahead and reach the legs back to a bent leg position. Arms are going to sweep around to the side, reaching towards your toes. We're going to go for a little scoop, like a little roll up. Rolling up to your low back. You can grab onto the backs of the legs if you need it. You can use your arms to help you up just a little bit more. and then roll it back down, sweep the arms out to the side, and extend the legs. Inhale. Exhale, arms open out to the side, bend the knees in, and find a little baby scoop. You can use the arms to help you, rolling up to your low back, and then rolling back down. Extending the arms, extending the legs. And again, we're gonna exhale, bend the knees in, sweep the arms out. Little scoop up. Sound effects totally help. Reaching the arms and legs long. And exhale, open those arms out, pull the legs in. Last one, we're gonna roll all the way up. You can use your arms to help you. Here we go. Nice. Did we make it up to seated? Yeah, I know, that's hard. Let's sweep the legs around and come to all fours. All right, so hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Drawing the belly button in, looping the shoulder blades down and around. We'll extend the left leg first. So I'm just hovering my toes off the floor like an inch. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take my left knee towards my left armpit as I create a side bend with my spine. So it's like my left ear and my left knee are coming towards each other, and then I reach out long, I find neutral, and I come back to that, just that little hover of my toes off the floor. So I find a little side bend here, just allowing the spine to move, and then I reach it out long. If this bothers your back at all on the left side, I recommend making it a little bit smaller. Doesn't have to be like Cirque du Soleil moment for you. It can just be a little bit of a side crunch, trying to get the left obliques to wake up, and really just moving the spine in a different plane. Let's go for 4. And reach. 3. And reach. 2. And reach. Last 1. And reach. Now we're going to keep the left toes on the floor and send the right arm out at a little diagonal. It's not quite in line with my ear. I'm going out just a little bit, almost to the edge of my mat. Looping that right shoulder down, I'm going to lift my right arm and left leg up, and then just float it back down. So testing your balance here. This is a telling moment as to whether those deep core muscles are turned on. This is one of those that just immediately kind of wakes them up, because if they're not awake, you fall over. Let's go for 3. And 2. 1 more, we're gonna hold it here. Let your body be strong here. So we're holding this position, but we're breathing. So as you breathe, there's movement happening in the backs of your ribs. As you exhale, there's movement happening of your navel, deepening towards your spine. The challenge of really drawing that right shoulder blade down away from your ear, reaching long through that left leg and out through the crown of your head. We're just holding for 3 more seconds. 2, 1, slowly lower the arm and leg back down, and then draw them back in underneath you. Okay, before we switch sides, we're gonna do a little cat back. So we're rounding the spine and extending the spine, and rounding and extending. So use this cat back stretch to start to open up that area between your shoulder blades again. Widening across your upper back, and then reaching your heart forward and up. Getting a little stretch across your bra line between your shoulder blades, and then reaching out long. One more time, rounding and stretching. Okay, finding your neutral. kind of like wiggling yourself back into your neutral position where your ribs are tight and your tailbone's long. We're gonna send the right leg out. It hovers off the floor, just a little bit. We're gonna pull the right knee towards your right armpit as you take your ear to the right. And then reach that leg out long to your hover. So we're side bending to the right and then reaching out to your hover. Again, if this bothers your back at all, make it smaller. And as you do this movement, just notice where you create the most bend in your spine. We're trying to create like an even curve of your spine, but for some of us, turn this way, for some of us, we really just bend in our lumbar. And over time, that creates that sort of wear and tear on the lumbar. So if you can create that even curve, send your shoulders to the right, send your ear to the right, it just helps train us to use our entire spine rather than just one area. Let's go for 2. And reach. And 1. And reach. Great. So from here, my right leg stays just tapped onto the floor. My left arm reaches out at sort of a high V position, so it's not totally by my ear. You can draw that left shoulder blade down, float the arm and leg up, and then tap it down. Yeah. Reaching out and up and tapping down. You guys are doing so good. Keep your gaze towards the floor so your neck is long. There shouldn't really be much effort in the neck at all, or the jaw. So if you find that you're clenching in your neck or your jaw, pause with your hand and your foot on the floor and just take a big breath in and blow it out. And then just reconnect to your core. Keep going with your taps for 3. And 2. 1 more, we're gonna keep the arm and leg up. So now we're trying to really just maintain stability in this position, using your entire body, reaching that left arm out, that right leg back behind you, drawing the navel deeper towards the spine, breathing, sending your breath into your back. We're gonna hold here for 3, 2, 1, lower the arm and leg at the same time, and draw the hand and the knee back in. Okay, from here, I'm gonna do some circles with my shoulder blades on my back. So I'm just allowing my chest to reach away from the floor, my shoulders come up to my ears, and then as they loop around, my chest gets to fall between my arms. Yeah, you guys got it. Circling your shoulder blades on your back. Nice. And if you can, go the other way. If you can't, no worries. Keep doing what feels good. It's a bit of a coordination to go the other direction. Just 2 more. And we'll sit back onto our heels. Let's see, is this an okay position for us on our knees? Thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Yay. So we'll grab our towel again and reach it forward. Okay, so we're gonna take the arms up towards the ears again. And just take a moment to stack your head on top of your spine. Again, if this hurts your knees, my friends, we can come here. This is a good position. Yeah. You can also sit on your roller if you feel like you just need more space for your hips. This is an option. Lots of options here. So we're gonna take the arms up, stack your ribs on top of your pelvis, your head on top of your ribs, draw your shoulder blades down. We're gonna create a little side bend to one direction, doesn't matter which way, and then draw the ribs up and in to stack your spine back tall. reaching over the opposite direction, and then sitting up tall. So the challenge here is really trying to create that reach up as you tip over, and then come back up. Yep, reaching up and over. Yeah. Let's do one more. Good. Now I'm gonna slice that towel back behind my head as I bend my elbows in. Feel your shoulder blades come together on your back. So the chest is really open here. And then I'm gonna reach that towel up over my head, and I'm gonna bow my torso forward as I pull my navel in tight and round across my shoulder blades. Stack it up tall again, reach the towel up, pull the elbows down, slicing behind your head, pull those elbows in tight, and then reach the arms up and bow it forward, rounding into the C curve of your spine, getting a little stretch across your blades. And again, reaching up, and elbows pulling tight. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then last time, reach it up and bow it forward. Let's stay in this bow for a moment. Rest your hands on the floor. You can let go of your towel. Just feeling a roundness across your back, across your blades. And if it's possible, allowing your head to round slightly forward as well. And we'll stack it back up tall. All right, let's lay down lengthwise on the roller. So let's see, Evac, oh, Evac, you have a small roller today. Okay, just kidding. Toss your roller off to the side. We're gonna come back to our backs. And go ahead and just bend your right knee in and extend your left leg out. So a little glute prep work. We did this, I think, maybe in one of the first online classes that I taught. And it's just a nice prep to wake up one side of your glute, make sure it's like actually activating. So with my right leg bent, I'm gonna push my right foot into the floor and allow my pelvis to rotate to the left. So I'm squeezing my right butt to make that action happen. And then I can roll myself back. Pushing the right leg into the floor, rolling over to the left side, making sure that my right knee stays pointed up towards the ceiling, and then back. Let's just do two more like that. For some of us, this is like super mysterious feeling, but like especially if you have trouble activating your glutes, it just feels sort of like you're sending the message down there, but you're not sure what's happening. So just take a moment to send that message down to your right glute, activating it as you roll to the left, and then come back. Okay, so we're gonna add on to this challenge. We'll take the left leg, left foot on top of our right knee. So here I can use my left leg to help me. Arms press into the floor. I'm gonna press down through both legs and lift straight up into a bridge. Yep, and then float it back down. My spine's staying neutral, so I'm not rolling my pelvis as I float up and down. I'm just trying to stay pretty stable through my lumbar as I press into that right leg. Left leg is helping me a little bit too, because I can use it as a lever to come up. Let's do 3 more like this. 3, and 2, and 1, Excellent. Now we're adding on even more of a challenge. We're going to float that left leg in tabletop. If this next version bothers your back, go back to this version where your foot is connected to your right thigh. So here we go. We're pressing strongly into that right leg. Neutral bridge, lift up, and then floats down. Pelvis lifts up and floats down. Yep. Trying to really press the right foot into the floor. All sides of that right foot. The heel, the ball of the foot, the outer edge of the foot. Last 3, and lower. 2, and lower. 1 more, we're gonna hold it there. No, we're gonna hold it. Come on, right leg, come on, right glute. Draw your belly in. You can either stay here for stability or tap your left foot down and then back up to tabletop. Left foot taps and back up. Taps and back up. 1 more, tap and up and lower all the way down. Nice work. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left. For some of us already, this is plenty of a stretch. If you want more, grab onto the back of that left thigh, pulling both legs towards you. Giving your right butt a little stretchy moment. And we'll switch sides. So the right leg is out straight, left leg is bent. And I'm starting with this roll of my pelvis to the right as I squeeze my left glute and then back to my back. Push that left foot into the floor. Allow the left knee to stay pointed towards the ceiling as you roll. And then roll yourself back. So it's a little rock for the pelvis, a little twist for the spine. I know for me, my left side is just a little, I won't call it dumber, but it just usually needs to learn from the right side. So my left is starting to wake up a little bit now that I've done a couple reps. So let's just go for 2 more. And last 1. Great. Then you'll settle down into your neutral. The right leg goes on top of the left. So I can push into my right leg as I float up into a little bridge and then back down. And really depending on your body and which side becomes more dominant for you, you might get a cramp in your hamstring. And if that happens, just come down and stretch your legs straight out onto the floor for a sec. No worries. So we're just lifting up and down, trying to use both legs to help the pelvis float up. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And now the right leg can either float to tabletop or you can stay with that first version. So here we go. We're lifting up through that left leg and down. Lift it up and down. Try to keep your hip bones level. That's hard. Draw that belly in, the waistband, drawing in the hips, feeling like they're narrowing towards each other slightly. For 3 and 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it there. We're doing so good. We're either holding, stabilizing, keeping the hips nice and level, or we're adding a little tap of the right toes down and up. Down and up. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Woo, good job. Press your left ankle over your right. For your figure 4 stretch, you may want to grab onto the back of that right leg and pull your legs towards you for an extra tug. And let's release our legs. Find your towel again. Going back into our ab work, since it is a Pilates class. So, oblique work usually involves a little bit of a twist or a rotation. So just to start, our towel is up, knees are bent. You're going to shift over onto your right shoulder blade. But keep your pelvis square, so it doesn't take much. My arms shift a little bit, but I really feel like my upper back just does this little tiny rotation. From here, I can really tug on that towel with my right arm as it's going to pull down towards the floor. Round through your upper back, start to lift the head, tap that right hand onto the floor, and then roll yourself back to neutral. We'll try the other side. Shift over to that left shoulder blade, arms shift as well, just a little bit. Tug down onto your left hand as you curl slightly up. And then roll yourself back to neutral. Let's pick up the pace on that a little bit. So we really feel like we're rolling over to one side as you scoop, passing through middle, and then rolling over to the other side, passing through center, scooping, and resting, and scooping, and resting, curling up, and rest, curling up, and rest. Let's add the legs. So right knee comes up to a tabletop as you curl over to the right side. And then down. Left leg floats up as you twist to the left. And down. Scooping up and rolling across that upper back. Scooping up and rolling across your back. Let's stay on the right. Yeah. Stay here on the right, and we're just going to extend the right leg out and in for 3 and 2 and 1. Rest it down. Pause here. Let your head turn side to side. Relax your neck. Take a moment for your neck and shoulders. Then we'll go to the left. Here we go. Over to the left, left knee comes up, we're staying here, left arm reaches into the floor, and we go out and in with that left leg. Out and in. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Reach your arms back behind you overhead, let your ribs open, relax your upper body, relax your head. Take a breath. Okay, let go of your towel. You're going to leave it where it is overhead and just flip yourself around so you're on your belly. Yeah, nice. So I'm going to have my arms be in a goalpost position or a cactus position, so my elbows are bent. My legs are about the width of my mat. Go ahead and just rest your head onto the floor. You can turn your neck one direction if you'd like. Take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, feel your hip bones gently press into the floor as you pull your belly button away from the mat. So already there's quite a lot of core activation happening. One more time, we'll inhale to prepare. And exhale, hip bones press down slightly as you draw that belly button up and in. We're going to keep that sensation of pulling the belly button up and in. Now my nose points towards the floor. Shoulder blades draw down the back. Reach the chest forward and up slightly. The arms are still on the floor. I'm just getting a little extension through my spine and then resting the nose back down. Really crucial here to keep pulling that belly button up and in. That's what makes it an abdominal exercise here. Reaching long, sending the chest up, and then lowering the nose down. Let's go for 5. Lift and rest down. 4, lift and rest down. 3, shoulder blades down, neck is long. 2. And last one. We're going to keep it up. Yeah. So think of reaching your spine longer rather than lifting up through the back. Again, shoulder blades stay looped down. We're going to float the arms up now to the height of the ears, and then arms rest down. Arms float up to the height of the ears and back down. Keep pulling that belly button in as strongly as you can. I know, it's hard. This is like the best thing for our posture, but nobody wants to do it. For 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to keep the arms up. If you can, keep your chest up. Keep reaching long through the spine. We're going to float the legs up now. We're going to keep the legs up as you send the arms out at a high V, and then back to your goalpost. Reach it out long. And back to your goalpost. If this hurts your back at all, lower your legs down. No worries. Keep reaching long through the back of the neck. So you should feel like the chin tucks in just slightly. Not a dramatic tuck, but just maybe a little extra elongation through the back of the neck. We're almost there. 3, and 2. On this last one, pull your belly button in a little deeper. Excellent, and rest it all the way down. Go ahead and just rest your cheek onto your hands. Your hands can be stacked on top of one another. Bend your knees, swivel your shin side to side. Loosen that pelvis up for a moment. And we'll straighten the legs, tuck the toes. Take both hands underneath your shoulders. Gently lift your torso up and back. Round your spine into a nice, big, rounded child's pose. And I'm having you tuck your toes here to get a little extra stretch through the back of your feet, the bottoms of your feet. If that hurts your toes or hurts your feet, just untuck them. Fine. Push into your arms like you're trying to press your arms away from you and round your spine. Let your head drape down. Okay, let's come back to all fours. Yep. So it should feel like those mid-back muscles really got a chance to turn on. Shoulder blades down. We're going to take the right leg back, tuck the toes, prepare ourselves for plank. Left leg comes up. My feet are just slightly separated. They're in line with my hips. And I'm just taking a moment to notice if I have a tendency to want to over round my back. Can I stay neutral, pull those shoulder blades down? Or do I have a tendency to want to drop my hips down? Can I lift my hips up in line with my ribs and my head? Or do I have a tendency to want to shrug my shoulders up to my ears? Maybe that's my challenge, drawing those shoulder blades down towards my back pockets, taking one more breath here. And let's rest the knees down again and press back into another child's pose. All right, coming back to your plank position right away. So finding your perfect neutral, perfect planks. I can see you guys are doing perfect planks. If this hurts your wrist, you can always drop down to your elbows too, no worries. So just like we did when we were lowering and lifting a leg on our back, we're gonna lower and lift a leg in plank. It's just a little baby lift. Doesn't have to be any big dramatic kick, but we're just doing a little baby lift, one leg at a time. Yep. Again, if this bothers your body in any way, you can drop down to your elbows and be on your knees and do this same lift just a little closer to the floor, just a little bit more supported. Otherwise, stay with your plank. Let's go for 4, 4, 3, 3, keep your necks long, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, lower the knees down. round into your child's pose for a quick little stretch, and then come forward and onto your back. Reach back for your towel and grab it. We're gonna take both legs up to the ceiling. If you need to soften the knees, that's fine. We all have different hamstring flexibilities here. But if your hamstrings are flexible enough, I invite you to straighten those legs. So we're gonna reach the left leg down towards the floor in that hover position again. From here, we're gonna add that little, remember our oblique scoop? So we're rolling to the right shoulder blade, scooping up. And then as we come back to center, I lift my left leg so both toes point towards the ceiling. Here, let's try the other side. Right leg lowers down as I spiral to the left, and then roll across my back. And left leg lowers as I twist to the right, and back up. Right leg lowers, twist to the left, and back up. Okay, let's take it a little bit quicker. Left leg lowers, twist to the right, up and rest. Right leg lowers, twist to the left, and rest. Here we go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. If your neck and hip flexors have had enough, bend your knees in and rest. If you want a little extra challenge today, just really quick, we're gonna keep the head up and do these little scissors to switch side to side, side to side. So my head is up, almost there for 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Now we all get to rest down. Toss your towel off to the side. Take one hand on top of each knee. Circle the knees around in opposite directions, stirring through the hip joint. And reverse your circle. Nice. Either roll to one side and walk yourself up to seated, or rock and roll yourself up. Do a quick. Okay. 3 more minutes, and then we're done. So I like this as a little sort of dancerly challenge for ourselves, because I'm a dancer, so I like to find these moments of like flow and connection. So I'm gonna start resting back on my hands. My fingertips are pointed towards my toes, and I'm gonna scoop into my C curve again. So this is a subtle activation of your belly. Just rocking back kind of right behind your tailbone here as you allow the spine and chest to soften. Yeah. From here, I can start to pull my toes up a little bit. So I'm just in a sort of supported teaser position, right? Because my toes are just lightly connected to the floor. I'm gonna activate my left glute. This is gonna mimic what you did on the floor, to roll to the right side. So I'm pushing my left toes into the floor gently, and I find myself in this little mermaid position with my right hand to my side. Then I can sweep my left arm up, lift my hips up, push into both legs, and create a side bend. So we're stretching that left side again. And lower the pelvis back down. Here I'm going to scoop into my belly as I reach my left arm back, scooping back to that little light tippy toes position. Let's try the other side. So my right toes just gently push into the floor to help me roll over to the left. I'm in a mermaid position now. Left hand is on the floor. I can sweep my right arm back and up as I lift my hips up and open the right side. Lower the pelvis down. Scoop into the belly to roll yourself back to center. Let's go a little bit quicker and see if we can get it. Here we go. Yeah, nice. You guys got it. So rolling to one side and lifting up. And coming down. Back to center. Roll to the left. Lift it up. And back to center. Scoop through your belly. Pull it in. Over to the right. Lift it up. And down. Last one. Scoop. And to the left. And up. And down. We're gonna scoop, stay in this scooped position. So I'm really curling my tail under. I've got my hands here just to help me a little bit. I'm gonna float my legs up to tabletop, squeeze them together. Keep pulling your navel in towards your spine, and we're gonna pump the legs in and out. Breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Lower both legs down. Keep this scoop and reach your arms forward. Whoa. So you're holding yourself up with your belly. Nice. We're going to roll down nice and slow. Here we go. Curl the tail, rolling down. If you need to hold on to the backs of the legs to help you, that's fine. One vertebra at a time. Low back, middle back, upper back, and head. Press those arms into the floor. Draw your heels just a little closer towards your sits bones. One last bridge up. We're gonna inhale, lift the pelvis up, and then we're gonna roll it down nice and slow. Nice, and you are done, my friends. Good job.